Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on Sam's Crafted Castle, and it is officially the end of July, which really basically means it's August, and as such it is time to start working on fall and autumn cards. If you've been following along with the lives at all, you know that I have been I started doing a Kendra's card challenge for my Thanksgiving cards this year, but which should take care of most of them. When I'm recording this voiceover, I still haven't figured out what how many Thanksgiving cards I need. I should do that after I finish recording this. But although you may already know, because I probably would have said it in last Wednesday's live, so if you were here, you know, or if you watched the replay. But I don't know that right this minute. But I also have some Halloween cards I like to send out. I like to send out Halloween cards to all of I generically call them my nieces and nephews, but they're my cousin's kids and my best friend's kids. I always just like to send them fun little Halloween cards because I think they're fun. I like making Halloween cards, but most grown-ups, I mean, I do know some grown-ups who really like Halloween, but I don't know a ton of grown-ups personally that really like Halloween. So I like to send cute little fun ones to the kids in my life, just a little thing, and I like making them, and I hope the kids like getting them too. Um, so anyway, the next couple weeks, that's what we're going to be doing. Is we're going to be doing all these fun little Halloween cards, and hopefully I'll have them all done by Halloween. I don't remember off the top of my head how many of those I need either, but it's not too many, so I think we should be able to do it if we do Halloween from now until September, and then starting in September, we're gonna hit all the Christmas stuff. So, because I have one Christmas card ready for this year, and that's it. And I think I need like 15 to 20. So, we've got some Christmas cards to make. So, we're going to do that September, October, November, and then we'll hopefully get our Thanksgiving cards covered in with the lives, and then we'll get our Halloween cards covered with this little mini video series. So, today's is a little bit of a non-traditional Halloween card. I'm mostly using Halloween colors, and it's going to say Happy Halloween on it. But I wanted to use this die for a very specific reason. And originally I was going to use it on a birthday card, but I got it in the mail, and then all the patience went out the window, and I had to use it. And I might still use it on her birthday card because I have more ideas for this die set than what we're doing here. But I'll admit, I was just scrolling YouTube one day, as one does, and I stumbled on this Christina Warner video using one of her newer, it's not really new anymore, but one of her newer die sets with Concord and Ninth, and it was this flower set, and it's a really cool concept because it's an inlay die, but like you can cut out all of the flowers individually rather than cutting the same die 10,000 times. And I thought that was a really cool idea. But what really stood out to me about this is one of my niece's names is Daphne, and this set is called Daphne's Flowers. Now, am I sure Christina named this after her cat? Yes, but um, but it's also Daphne. So I was like, Daphne needs a card made with Daphne's flowers. She is way too young to understand that, but it will mean something to me. So I wanted to use this to make her Halloween card because, like I said, I was gonna use it to make her birthday card, but I got impatient and didn't want to wait till her birthday to make this card. Um, so what I've done, and there's a little story behind this. So I've die cut. There's like a base layer in the die set that I've die cut. There's this outline layer that I'm gluing down now. Um, but there is a little adventure in cutting this. I had some issues getting it cut the first time. Again, my intricate plates have seen better days, and they don't always cut well. So I had a little situation with that, but the second time I did them, I cut them, they cut perfectly. Didn't change the plates. I think I just moved things around. And two, I'd started putting this card together, and I wanted to do white, orange, and black as like my color scheme. So it's very classic Halloween to me. And so I wanted to do the flowers in orange, the outline in white, and the leaves in black. It sounded cool in my brain. And in the original version of this, I cut out the leaves as well as the flowers, like the inlays for the leaves. But I started putting it together, and I didn't like it. I started putting the black leaves in first, and I was just like, nah, this is not it. So I I changed my mind and I started over. So I showed me die cutting everything, and then now this is after I've recut everything out. Um and started over because I didn't like it so much. I did like I thought I really want because even though the background is black, I thought I wanted to put the black leaves in to keep everything sort of the same height because obviously like there's layers, so like the centers of the flowers and the orange petals of the flowers were going to look higher than the leaves if I didn't put the extra layer of cardstock into the inlay dye essentially. But I actually didn't like how that looked. So I changed my mind and realized I liked it better when it was just sort of the flat black, and then the other pieces they don't pop up a lot that it's necessarily like noticeable. It's not like you put like foam squares under it, but it's just a little extra layer, I guess, and I ended up liking it a lot more. So, one thing that else that's nice about this dye that I did kind of mess up the first the first go round was that I didn't so all of the dyes on the dye set are labeled with where they go. So like if you have the dye set in front of you, on the cardboard sheet of the dye, like the backing, it does say like every petal, every flower has a letter, and it matches with a die that's that same letter, so that it's really easy to figure out which pieces go where. The first time when I die cut this, I was like, I'm smart. I can figure it out on my own. I don't need that. And I I did need that. I shouldn't say that. I didn't need it. I would have been fine, but I realized that it was going to make my life substantially easier if I just used the resources available to me and followed the directions. I are they directions? I guess. Um, I didn't. It was a little trickier to figure out on my own than I expected. So, the second time I very much paid a little bit more attention to which flower went where. I also didn't pop out all of the flowers. Like they all kind of stuck in the cardstock, which again is just a I need to start using my new intricate plates and I just don't want to. So um I'm being stubborn about it. And that's just that. That was they all stayed in, which made it a lot easier too because I could just tell which flower was which flower compared to when I just had a pile of tiny pieces, which I did for a while there. I just had a pile of tiny pieces, and was just guessing where they fit, and so this was a much better plan. So use your resources, people. Like, it's a good idea. They're probably there for a reason to make your life easier. Um, the one other thing I would change on this card, um, I wasn't. I'll admit it didn't. This flower die set wasn't as big in real life as it was in my brain. So it didn't take up as much space on the card as I sort of I don't want to say wanted it to. It didn't as much as I thought it would, I guess is the right way to phrase that. And so I had to do some kind of design tweaking as I was going. Um and I really thought this was going to cover like the entire A2 card base, and it doesn't. So I tweaked my original design a little bit and I added some, and also not super Halloweeny, right? Like short of the colors, it's not very Halloween themed, and Daphne is still fairly young. So I was like, I feel like she's not going to just like appreciate flowers as being like the Halloween of it all, or the colors as being the Halloween of it all. So I did end up adding a little pumpkin at the end. But we'll talk about that more when we get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, so am I doing the? So I'm just finishing up the flowers now, and then this is the one thing that I would maybe do differently is I used the white cardstock to do the centers of the flowers, and I sort of wish I would have done. I did think about this briefly while I was making the card, but I to figure out all the sizes would have been kind of tricky. Um, but I would have I like to do gold in the center, I think, and if I would have had a little more time and a little more forethought, I think I would have done some like done like a gold embossed scrap paper and then gold embossed the centers. Although now that I'm looking at it on the video, I'm liking the white more than I had originally. Um, but so maybe it's just growing on me. But I still think the gold would have added a little something fun. I also thought it would have been a little bit something fun to do glitter paper. To do the inlay with glitter paper, I think would have been really cool. I think especially if I would have done the leaves. Like when I was saying how I didn't like them popped up at first, but I think if I would have done them with black glitter paper, I think I might have liked that a little bit more. Then again, I just gave away all my glitter paper, so um that's not really helpful. But I'm going to replace it someday. I have a couple brands that I have that I've got, I don't want to say sample packs of, but kind of. And I want to try them out and see if I can find one that I like better than what I had, which was just like a craft store brand. I don't even know what craft store it was from. I think it was probably Hobby Lobby. But because I got them from someone, so I don't know where they got them from. But I'm experimenting with glitter paper, and we're getting close to Christmas, so I really got to start experimenting with it more because we're probably gonna want some over Christmas. So this is my little pumpkin. This is from the Absolutely Autumn set by Gina K Designs, and I am pretty. I don't know if the set is still available or if it's discontinued. Honestly, I'm not sure. But anyway, my story behind what I'm doing here. I really wanted to color this pumpkin with colored pencils. That was just what I was in the mood for. The catch was I was just about to head out on a little weekend away before I was filming this video, which was filmed quite a while ago, but I was getting ready to head out on a little weekend away and I was taking all of my colored pencils with me. And so they were all packed in my bag. And I was like trying to finish this video like right before I left. Um I think I literally like turned off the camera as like I was getting ready to walk out the door. And I was like, I don't really want to cave and use my markers because that was just not the vibe that I wanted. So I was trying to figure out what to do, and I was like, well, I have watercolor, I could do that. Like, there's options here. And then I remembered that I had these Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, which I have barely touched. I bought a class from Jen Shirkus, uh, just to like get started with them, kind of, and I still have not even touched it. I have been too busy, but I was like, you know what? This should work. It won't be exactly what I want. And I kept it simple and I didn't even watercolor them. Like, I just kind of used it as a regular colored pencil and I didn't do any crazy blending or anything like that with them. Just real simple and easy. Because that was what I had time for and it was gonna trick my brain into thinking that I had still done colored pencils even if I hadn't actually. So, yeah, it worked out in the end. So now I just cut out this Happy Halloween die that I had, and we're gonna use that. I couldn't get it out, so I had to cut it out a little bit, but we're gonna use that, put the pumpkin on, and like really, that's the card. Nothing crazy or extravagant on this one. I kept it easy. I have more coming though. I don't know if they get too technique heavy, but we do have some more fun Halloween cards coming. I'm not a spooky Halloween person, so if you're a spooky Halloween person and you're like all the horror movies and all that kind of stuff, this is not the series for you. If you're what I like to call a spoopy Halloween person, which means you like more of the cutesy side of Halloween things and themes, then this is absolutely a YouTube channel and a little mini YouTube series for you. I should have done like some kind of cool Halloween intro for these videos, but I did not think of that till right now and I don't want to make one now. So, maybe for next year, maybe I'll write myself a little note in the calendar for next year to make sure I do that. What else can I talk about? I feel like I have more channel updates for you that I am not sharing. Next live is August 10th is the plan. At least. And so hopefully that will happen. And I hope you guys will all come and check it out. We're just gonna glue everything down. Oh yeah, I forgot about this part. So I had it on an orange card base and it felt like too much orange. I don't know if you all felt the same way, but to me, it felt like too much orange. So not really, I shouldn't say that. It didn't feel like too much orange. I didn't like something about it, and I just couldn't figure out what it was that I did not like about it. So I tried it on a white card base, and sure enough, that was the problem. It was too much orange. um, so I'm glad I switched it. I think I like it much better now. And then I decided to pop the flowers up on with some foam squares. I think I'm gonna have to order more foam squares, guys. I didn't think that was ever gonna happen, but I was cleaning out my craft room this weekend and I realized that I was getting a little bit low. I have only the little tiny micro foam squares. I have like a million of them for some reason, and they're gonna be annoying to actually use. So I think I need to order some that are like not very tiny. Um, so I have to get on that one. But that's it. I don't really know what else I have to say. So I mentioned the live. I've mentioned the series we've been doing on live. I've talked a little bit about the Halloween series. This card was way too easy, so I didn't have anything super like technique heavy to talk about. uh, I will say, be prepared for the schedule to potentially change again. I don't know for sure. Um, I may know actually by the time you're watching this, but I won't know before it goes up if the schedule will have to change. I'm waiting to get my new dance season schedule, and if that's weird, then I might have to change the upload date. I'm hoping, I don't know. I don't know if I'm hoping for it to change or not. We'll see. Um, but yeah, that's everything. That's the card. This was me trying to unclog the glue because it was not working. But that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble a little bit at the end there. And thank you. I have to start over. I can't do that the outro. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I will see you again soon, and have a crafty day.